Cool. So I have Jarvis up. So I'll just run through these characters, and we're not. I guess contextually, we should, in terms of tier rankings, we should just talk about in affiliation. So
Yeah.
how they work in affiliation, and not necessarily that you use them in your list too, like that they would be even an option.
Yeah. I
Um,
think, and you could say like S is in like in every single shield
always,
list. So
yeah,
like
which would be
Nick
your
Fury
core
Jr., right?
probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could probably just put
Um,
them up there right now. So
yeah. But I
um,
would put Invincible Iron Man in A. I would not put him in S. I don't think
okay.
he has to be in the list, but I think both Furies are
Well, we'll get
in the
to him.
list. Yeah.
The first character is actually Agent Venom. So
Ooh. I think Agent Venom I give a solid B, I would say.
B. So
Um,
sometimes splashed.
yeah. And it's like he's good on a lot of matchups. He's matchup dependent. You don't run him into Guardians because they just shoot him. He has 2 energy defense. But again, he's really good into like Scoundrels. He's good into X-Men. He's really good
He's
into
a
Webs.
symbiote.
Yeah.
Should we keep
So
going?
yeah. You know.
He's- I guess FYI, Steven or Maddox and I both, and Nick, all really love symbiotes, and
Absolutely.
it's so sad that they don't have a faction yet.
I know.
But
Carnage hurts me how bad he is in this game.
they need to address the energy defense if they ever did make a faction.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know how you did it. Probably like a leadership that changes it would make
Yeah.
the most sense.
Or like you get an RD1 on energy attacks or something, or you can redistribute the attack to like a really beefy symbiote or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like some sort of reroll mechanic.
Yeah. Who has like 4 or 5 energy defense, and you're like, oh, I can within range 3 retarget
Yeah.
this attack, because they'd be
Yeah.
kind of webby. I would hope.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like maybe like a shared host kind of stuff, or like a shared hive mind thingy like they did with Null. And so then like they shunted between all of them. It'd be kind of cool.
Oh, please release symbiotes.
Yeah.
Off topic, but so I get the next character is threat level 2, Black Widow.
I think she's good. I used to run her a lot. I just really like threat level 4, so I would put her at a B. Right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she's not on my list, but she's still good.
Yeah, like if S is always take, A is like mostly take, B would be they're optional.
Yeah. And so I think she's good. I wouldn't feel bad running her, I would say.
So probably the 3 threat one too. Probably all of them, to be fair.
3 threat I would put D.
Oh,
she
really?
Sucks. I do not like her.
I've never read her card.
Exactly, right? That's why not. She's got like a rapid fire, she's got interrogate, which is cheeky. But she doesn't do nearly as much as the other ones do. And there's just other better characters. She's just pushed out by a lot of other 3 threats in S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you just take Spider-Woman if you're taking her for the interrogate at least?
Yeah. Or like you're just take Hawkeye. It's Spectacular Spider-Man or Senior Fury. Senior Fury. There's like so many better 3s.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And so moving on to the new Cap.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was S.H.I.E.L.D. affiliated.
Yeah, me too. Till I just looked.
I don't know. C. Like he doesn't feel like he fits that place.
He's good on his own. You don't need to take him in S.H.I.E.L.D.
No.
so
I guess if you don't have models and you need to make a S.H.I.E.L.D. list,
if you love Captain America,
if you're one of our local guys, he does like that.
Yeah, and he's got really good. He's got that same kind of consistent thing that you find in S.H.I.E.L.D. lists. That double attack, where something triggers another attack. It is expensive though, like way more than the other ones.
Yeah. I guess if you ever play the idea of like a close range S.H.I.E.L.D. list, that he might be fitting in there. Actually.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, range 3.
Yeah.
But honestly, you take him on his own for his leadership.
Yeah, exactly. So I think C is fine.
Okay. Who's next? We got Hawkeye. He's probably
Hawkeye.
B to me.
D or A, I would say.
Yeah, probably B. I think you lean more towards him, but when I was looking at him, I was like, nah.
Yeah. I guess he doesn't come in every list too. I guess it depends, like again on Scoundrels and certain matchups. So yeah, I guess B. He fits well.
Yeah, he's like kind of a tech piece.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Invincible Iron Man. He's probably A.
I would put A. Like he's still good. He funds a lot of stuff. He's got a decent leadership. He can stack armory. He's not like, oh my god, I have to bring him.
And really, who you're replacing him with is the 3 Iron Man, anyways. Like that's who you drop to bring him. So they're probably both the same tier.
Yeah, and even the 3-threat one, he's like again. I always forget the Friday AI on 3-threat Iron Man is really good because it makes his attack a 6 dice repulsor with that wild push, so you get more chances to push.
Oh, they just redid his card, didn't they?
Not just. That was like 2 years ago. A while ago.
Well, it has the new blue cool art on it. So.
Oh. I don't know. Maybe Jarvis made it fancy. But yeah, it's just Friday AI is pretty good. He doesn't do much else besides just push people and live. But yeah, I think he's
Hmm.
still. If you're going to bring one, I think either Iron Man, it's one or the two, right? And so I think it's going to be A because you're going to bring on an Iron Man, and it's which one do you want?
Right. I mean, you just have two. You have access with Iron Man, any of them, to two really excellent cards.
Exactly, right. So you need
Um,
one of them. Pick your poison.
Absolutely. I can't find Namor on this, but he is next.
Oh,
I'll
is he
just put
on here yet?
Crossbones.
Just
Or Dormammu. This will be Namor.
I guess I would put. There you go. That's a good one.
I
I
want
would put
to.
him at C.
Yeah.
Like I don't know enough. His Prince's Protection, which is kind of like a Heroes for Hire thing, seems kind of fun. Again, his
I mean,
leadership
the
doesn't seem.
internet's going nuts right now with like we're in the time where he was just released for those like maybe back listening.
Hmm.
And the internet is going crazy with like
Yeah,
combos always overpowered. There's a lot of controversy around him.
yeah.
I
I
don't
don't
think he's
think
that
he's
good.
no. Again, I think he's like one of the least damaging five threats. He doesn't do a lot of damage because he can't like exponentially grow,
You
which
just
is
take
hard.
Crystal. Here's slow. You can't take it off.
I
Have
know.
fun.
Have fun, buddy. Yeah, but I think you could build a list around him and have fun. I think he fits. He can bodyguard. He's just an awkward five threat for Shield, which again I don't take any five or sixes, and
Yeah.
so he doesn't
He's
really
also
fit
an
in that
awkward five
playstyle.
threat for defenders, so maybe
Yeah,
you just sits on a shelf, you know. You buy that
yeah,
box for Black Panther, in my opinion.
yeah. I would agree with you. All right.
Cool. And we already did Nick Fury. He would the two Nick Furies, so they would be
Mm-hmm.
next.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and oh, this is an interesting one. I forgot she was Shield. She-Hulk.
Oh God, She-Hulk. I played She-Hulk in my list like when I first started playing Shield, but honestly, I
Oh,
put her at D. Like
D.
she doesn't fit well. She-Hulk's not great in general. Like cool, she can bodyguard, but
She
she
gets
has that.
smacked.
Yeah, she doesn't have that stopgap where like, oh, I get dazed, so you can't continue to damage me. Like someone can just do 20 damage to her and she's dead. You're like, oh,
Oh,
okay,
and
cool.
teams are more than capable these days of
Yeah,
dealing 20 damage in one turn,
yeah.
too.
I don't think she fits super well or does a lot with Shield. I guess if you really want to do a punchy Shield list,
Maybe
sure,
she's
but
a C
no,
in
I
that
put her in D.
case.
I put her
Oh.
in D.
F.
Because then in that
Oh,
case, you're
not
gonna bring
him.
you're gonna bring Namor, which is like no. Just play Namor instead of
Yeah.
She-Hulk, right?
Namor with what? The time stone if you're replacing a 6 or something.
Or
So,
just yeah, or just a
well,
five threat Namor.
also you said like, so I do think like you have your own shield list. Obviously, there's people out there who play shield who don't run what you run, but I do think the
Absolutely.
themes you've touched on, like small characters, is
Hmm.
kind of the build or the way that they function, you know, because most likely everyone who's running shield is taking these two characters at the very
Exactly.
least.
Yeah, I think so. And you're going to play off of that Nick Jr. leadership usually, and that always it just like rewards you for running a wider list.
Yeah. And that's what I
Hmm.
was noticing too when I just a few games in, I was like, oh, like really tiny characters are really good in Shield.
Yeah.
That want to kind of hold back, maybe have some range.
Yeah.
I was experimenting with close up characters, kind of a hybrid
Hmm.
list, mostly just Panther because I love him. But
That's fair. There's probably something there. I think you could
yeah,
probably do well with it if
he's
you really
better in
wanted to.
defenders though than he is in
Absolutely.
Shield. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
all
Who's
right,
next?
spectacular, man.
I would put him.
I
God,
can't
I don't
believe
know.
he's
I would.
affiliated, to be
I
honest.
know it's awesome.
He's
Actually, it's like
probably a
one of
B
a B or
based on
A.
our.
Yeah, I think B because again he fits like Hawkeye. Like Hawkeye and him switch back and forth a lot in my list
Yeah.
as a three. So
But
yeah, I
like if
think
you need, you know, as we mentioned before too, if you need a steal, he might be an option to drop.
yeah for like a Miles or something like that. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think B fits him fine.
Okay. So next is Spider Woman. Where are you?
Spider
She's
Woman,
one of
I
my
would
favorite
yeah,
pieces.
I would also put her in B. I would say
Where
um,
do you see her?
she's on the far right side next to Spider Man, just below the Sentinels.
Oh, I see her now.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's got an affiliation steal, which is good. So that's another consideration. If there is a steal coming in, and you don't want to drop Spectacular Spider-Man, you can bring Spider-Woman instead. She's still a long mover. I believe she has
Yep.
martial arts and stealth as well. So she kind of fits the Black Widow 4 play style a little bit. Doesn't do nearly as much damage.
She's also really good at running away. I will just say
Yes.
that. So if
Hmm.
you're like down on points, like end of the game, turn 6, she's an excellent option, and you're usually reserving her for like late game anyways.
Yep.
Like early game, you might go grab something and just kind of consistently score
Hmm.
in the backfield.
Hmm.
I almost never use her for damage in webs.
Yeah. Yeah.
She just sits there and tanks like smaller characters because most smaller characters have a lot of small characters have a lot of physical attacks, and
Hmm.
she's got martial artist with 4 physical defense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I like her. I think she's a
yeah,
good piece. Um, I kind of miss her. I played once
You're like
yeah.
looking out the window longingly.
I played
Oh,
a game once
Jessica.
with Spider Woman and Black Widow 4, and there were two long mover
Ooh.
stealth martial artists. It was really fun.
What threat? I'm just guessing you took so 4, 4, 8 plus
It was
4,
on
12,
Scoundrel. I think it
15.
was on Scoundrels because it was also like an F map. So it's like, oh, there's a lot of points. Oh, this long movement might help. Was
Oh,
the idea.
yeah. I mean, she's pretty good on Scoundrels.
Hmm.
Like, decent enough, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. She's I think
Um,
a good B. Who's next?
yeah.
Ooh, side note, and this because it might come up later. A brand new age or a new age is a shield card that with a human torch it makes all your energy attacks do 2 extra dice when you attack for that turn. And
Whoa.
so if you want to go crazy with that guy who would be a D, you could bring Spider Woman because she's got 2 energy attacks, and so like it does
That's true.
synergize with her if you wanted to make that happen.
I kind of want to do that now just to
Good luck with
be
Human Torch.
hilarious. No, my next project is Avengers. So
Yeah,
and Defenders.
yeah.
I play too many games to be honest. I'm playing like 6 a week at this point. So,
More than me, I'm jealous.
thank you TTS.
All right, who's next?
The Shield. Okay, I'm trying to look for him. Cap 4, but the Shield only one. Captain
Oh,
America.
Steve Rogers, Captain America, Steve Rogers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
Oh
can put
yeah,
him.
I just realized his name is right
Just
here.
going, yeah. You can put him in D.
Okay,
Yeah,
just
I don't
never
usually.
take.
Yeah, I don't usually put people in F, by the way. But yeah, D.
Oh
I have
well,
as
so what? Out of these bottom tiers, which ones would you absolutely never consider taking?
Black
Or
Widow 3 and
the
Captain
one
America.
out of all of them though.
It'd be this Captain America because this Captain
Okay,
America is
he's
just
just that
like
bad.
I don't think he does anything. He's got like he can like move, but if he's holding an extra, he has to drop it. Cool. He's got like a full reroll, but it's like 3 power. It's more expensive than Black Panthers or Zemos, and you can't reroll
Is this the
skulls.
starter set one?
No, it's the one that
Oh,
comes with the Human Torch.
oh,
It's
I
the
never
World War
see
II
him.
cap.
I think that's why I'm like, what?
Yeah, no one ever
Cool
plays
model
him.
though.
He's the best Captain America sculpt, probably. He
Yeah,
looks cool, but I just don't think his card functions well. Honestly, to tell you the truth,
he's
even
got a throw.
yeah,
That's
no
cool,
matter
I
what
guess.
affiliations in, I guess. Oh, he has a
He gives
throw.
himself he gives himself stun and slow. That's pretty cool.
Wow, so good, so good.
Oh no, he gives it to someone else. My bad, I read
Oh,
that
okay,
wrong.
all right. I
Yeah,
was gonna say, I was like, that
I
doesn't
was
make
like,
any
that's so
sense.
bad.
All right,
Okay.
F. Let's move on. Let's not give him the time of day.
Taskmaster, where are you? Well, you can start talking about him, but I'll
Yeah, this
find
one
him.
I'm not. I haven't messed around with him too much.
I
I know
loved
you.
him.
I know you like
Yeah,
him. I would put him at C or B. If you really feel strongly and you want to put him in B, I think that's fine. I
he's a
think he
really good
probably has a
option to
plan.
hit someone to hit again that backfield kind
Mm-hmm.
of aggressor. Like in my game, my one example, I've used him before in other affiliations, but my other game yesterday, Black Panther was hiding behind a building. I was playing against defenders, and I was like, okay, I'm going to hit Elektra, and then it's also going to spike and hit Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
So on an E map, especially, like he can sit in the a little
Mm-hmm.
bit behind the middle objective and hit people
Mm-hmm.
if they don't have stealth.
I think he can bully small guys
Yep.
pretty well because he can. I think it doesn't he attack twice. He gets extra dice or something like that. And then
Yep. Yep. The
and if he
same
gets a
character.
yeah, and if he gets attacked twice or something like that, he gets extra. So like he could be kind of fun. I do want to try. I don't own him. I should get
I
him.
don't know where he is, but
But
Taskmaster. We'll use Hella because no, I'll find him. Now I'm
now you're
dedicated.
committed. Yeah. And he has a 3 threat, and again, Shield likes to go wider,
Why?
and so he
Yep.
fits that. And so like I wouldn't feel bad
There
playing
he
him.
is.
So I think B or C would be what I would consider.
Yeah. Probably for UBC. I think for
Yeah.
me it'd be more of a B option, but because like I don't think he fits with like Cap and Namor. I think he's more of a piece than them, which is why maybe bottom.
Yeah, that's fair. I get that.
Um,
Again, I won't
okay.
argue with it.
Yeah. Well, you want to. I know you do.
I've played against him a couple times at other lists. I'm like, this guy's kind of annoying.
He's very annoying,
Yeah, that
which
was the
everyone
like
says to me.
he didn't like table me or like kill me crazy. I'm like, God, just go away.
So he
So
wasn't in my
obnoxious.
criminal list like a long time ago when I was dabbling in them. I didn't have
Mm-hmm.
him, and now I would always take him. I
Mm.
don't know what I was thinking. so, so it's 4 threat widow now. He's
Oh
probably an
God.
A or top of B.
I kind of want to put her in A. I bring her a lot.
She's very
Um,
good.
I don't want to drop her on my list. I've had so much success with her. Again, I probably won my LVO qualifier. I know I won my second game for that LVO qualifier because of her. Um, I love her. She's
I
really
had
good.
2 games with her, and both times I was like, "Wow,
Hmm.
this is a good model,"
Hmm.
for this affiliation.
Yeah, I will say like there are times where like you don't roll the dice for her um, flurry attack off her
Finisher.
spender, and you're like, it feels
Mm.
kind of bad.
Well,
But again, she's
but
just a
normally you
line
have Iron
mover.
Man too to reroll,
That's true. But
which
I
is
mean,
how I use that. But
usually she goes pretty far away.
yep,
But I really like her. I think she really shears up the list when I'm not playing on ease. Because again, I lose secure all the time, and maybe that's why I like her so much. Because I lose secure all the time, and I don't get my E secures, and I have to play on like weird maps. I like her with that a lot. She gives you a lot of options, so I'd say A. Yeah, I bring her often,
yeah, yeah, she's
especially
good.
comparing her to the other B list characters. I'd put her over them.
Oh yeah, because like some of these are the B characters is where you start to dive in a little bit into like tech pieces.
Yeah,
And she's definitely more of a staple, just kind of a generic good body to
yeah,
have.
I like her a lot.
Where? Oh, there you are. So the next one is Human Torch.
Maybe put him at D.
D.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
the
put him at
guy just
C.
like I think he's like I haven't looked at his card in such a long time. I used to play him because I used to try to make a new age work. Um, I think he's like 5'5". He's got like a beam
What's a new
3.
age? I
That's the
don't
one
know
that
him that
gives you
well.
extra dice and
Oh,
energy
right,
attacks for
right.
that turn. He dies super easily. He's got a steal, but it's only on assets, which is always funky when it's just segmented that certain thing. His spender's like a beam 2, which like who the fuck are you gonna hit with a
Beam
beam
two.
2? Yeah. I think it
He hands out
damages.
Incinerate, but it's a wild too. It's not even like
Yeah.
automatic.
So that's cool. I think he can damage people back when they hit him or something like that, which is cool. He's like okay, but like he just doesn't he doesn't work super well. Like his card doesn't work super well.
Yeah,
I
and
think
like
he's
as we
always
can tell, as this list has developed, there's plenty of threes, at
mhm,
least 3 of them above or 4 of them above him that you just
yeah.
take instead. So
Yeah. So yeah, I think D, and then I think
he'd
he's
be
always
good
been
on
overstarred
demons
too.
maybe because of
Yeah,
incinerate immunity.
so when I always brought him was on demons, and that's when I try to
Yeah.
make that work. But usually now I sit Dynamo on a demon, or like I
Well,
just
yeah.
have like one character on a demon, and then I move everybody else off.
And you're also taking cards in your list to compensate for
Yeah,
incinerate.
yeah.
So
So I don't think he's like super needed for it.
all right, and then the best shield person of all, probably the meta of shield, is War Machine.
Oh my god.
I see this guy all the time, and he
Oh
sucks. I'm just
yeah.
kidding. I never see
Let's put him at D.
He's probably
Definitely.
an F, to be honest.
I mean,
He's bad enough to justify that move.
let me look at his card. Let me look at his card. Doesn't he shoot? He shoots some people. He fits the
He's got a
playstyle
range
of shooting.
4, I guess. So yeah, maybe a
Yeah.
D.
Yeah.
Maybe even above Human Torch because he actually fits the playstyle. Maybe even
Yeah.
above these guys because of the ranged attack.
Hold on, we're gonna bring up War Machine because doesn't he has 2 superpowers. That's it. He's got damage reduction and flight. Whoop de doo, and
Yep.
then everything else is an attack.
It's so funny. It's also funny because remember, maybe so I was playing Nick when I first started getting into webs on TTS, and I actually had to physically take out the cards, like next to my computer, because there were just what this has 5 entries. It's got 3 attacks, 2 superpowers.
Yeah.
When you look at like a webs card, there's just so much there. There's like
Yeah.
6 superpowers, two
Yeah.
attacks. Like this is bare bones.
I guess my only thing is his barrage triggers another attack, but they have to be within 2 of the original target. If you have Stark Armory up, then it's 2 5-die attacks, but
That's
it's
okay.
just 2 5-die attacks, and it's like a beam
It
3.
is automatic though.
Yeah, and it's a beam 3 5-die attack. He's only got 5 health on his front.
Yeah,
And 5 on the back. Yeah, again, like we've talked about like 800 times. There's so many more threes that I think are just better than him.
yeah, exactly.
I would just not really worry about him.
So next are the 2 Buckies, and that's it actually.
Ooh, that's a tough one. So Bucky 3, I would still put him at a C or a B. He still has play on like hammers. If you get a hammer and you can do a 5-die attack with rapid fire, that feels pretty good, I would
Hmm.
say. I mean, he's got Hydra Tactics, which is a movement thing, and he's got a gotcha back trigger, but that 4-die
What'd
attack
you
having to
say for
roll
3? C or
C
C
or
or B?
B, probably C. Put him in C actually.
Okay.
Like he's made it almost into my list a couple times just for
And this is
hammers.
post nerf, by the
Post
way.
nerf, yeah.
Yeah.
And that before that he was an S. Before that, like every single time, don't care, bring in Bucky. He
Yeah, I
was
remember those days. He was
did so
annoying.
much damage, and got in your back and so much. It was so much fun. But right now I think C. Like if you really wanted to, it'd probably be okay. But I think they're just a lot better, consistent
Yeah.
pieces I would reach for.
Yep. And 4 is probably in this B area.
I put him in C.
Yeah. Also, kind of. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, just because like I mean he's cool. He can shoot out of stealth, which is cool. Not
He's
many
got his
characters
own
have
thing,
that.
like with Cabal and
Yeah,
Hydra,
I
that he
think
does.
if you're looking at him, you're gonna do Soldat, and so like
Yeah.
that's why you have him, and he doesn't get that with Shield. Yeah, he can shoot. I don't. What's his spender do? I don't even remember what his spender does. To tell you the truth.
Um, Clean sweep. It's an area, so every other character takes one within 3.
Oh, okay,
It's
that's
not bad.
cheeky. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's bad. I just don't think he like fits the list of Shield that
No,
I want to play very much.
he fits a react. Like this would be outside Shield affiliation, but we're seeing sometimes those like kill box reactive type list. And Andy, you run
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Trap. What is it called?
Trap house.
Trap house. Trap house. Yeah, there you go. That's what people call it. A good example is like yeah he got a range 5 attack, but if Bucky 4 was in my list, I would immediately drop him for Silver Sable, right? Just because
Yep,
she does
that's
so
true
much more
now.
for that
Yeah.
playstyle and she's so synergistic. So he's like, don't feel bad playing him, but like just like that Cap 3 in there where it's like don't feel bad.
What
I
about
think he fits well.
Sif? I'm just
I'll
kidding.
put her in F. You know you should put an
Yeah,
S though.
she
Is
would
put
go in.
you should put Dynamo up in S.
Oh
Dynamo's
yeah, the
official shield.
honorary member of Shield.
Mm-hmm. If
But
there's
actually,
one,
so well, this
go
is a
ahead.
really good tool too. So if you're considering Shield, this is maybe obviously do your own thing, but maybe a rough map for just experimenting with the faction. So you start off with like the Nyx, Dynamo, and then kind
Mm-hmm.
of like take some choices,
Yeah,
experiment around. Um, but I think this B, A, and S are all you're going to see those a lot.
yeah. I don't think you can go wrong with any of those characters. um, with the playstyle. Because like one thing with Spectre Spider-Man I didn't mention, he's got a range 4 impact webbing, which is a
Yep.
push, which is great. So like he just fits the playstyle as well if you really need to.
Impact webbing is always amazing.
Yep. Except
Um,
into Beast, which I made that mistake against Andy once because Beast is size 3 apparently, and I was like, damn it, did not know that.
no. Well, I remember I thought Panther was size 3 for a little while.
Oh, with his pounds, yeah. Had
Yeah.
glider. You just thought he had glider ram.
Yeah. I was like, oh, he comes in for 4 damage. He's
as
awesome.
a 3 threat.
Yeah. He's still really good, but that's actually the next, when we talk about defenders, he will be coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so yeah, here's like kind of our locked in
Shield
for at least for now.
I
State
still
of Shield, if you will.
I still really like him. I still see myself playing him for the future. I'll going back down to Midgard for their Becky qualifier in August, and I will be playing them there. I also got that long change ranking, so I feel like I have to keep that up, right? Those internet numbers matter the most, and I have to make sure I stay
They are
up there.
so important
Yeah.
for our health and well being.
Yeah. But no, they're really fun, and I'm really excited
Yeah.
for Silver Sable and trying out some new stuff. Besides that, for like other further releases coming up this year, I don't think there's anything else that really excites me per se that we've seen information about or seems like will fit them. Like
Oh yeah,
none of the Asgard stuff, I don't think.
there's
Apocalypse
exciting
probably not.
stuff that's just outside
Yeah,
Shield.
nothing that's
Yeah,
I think going to fit the Shield playstyle really well.
maybe Apocalypse somehow takes
No,
Shield.
he's too tall. He's going to be like an 8 threat probably.
I know.
Right?
I can't wait.
Yeah.
That's my shit.
Yeah.
So
You know something? I just thought about maybe Electro. Will Electro fit in Shield?
oh, probably.
He shoots. The only problem he's a threat 4.
I'm a little underwhelmed by him recently,
Yeah.
personally. He keeps like, I'll have game even in criminal. He's fast, but he's a 4 threat. So I keep having games where he does nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. He doesn't even play the mission because someone will zap his power, or he'll just spend his power one turn, and he just sits there for on this one side of the board, and you're like, okay, well,
yeah, that's how I felt about him too last time I played him.
And he's a small mover, so he's not inherently fast. He just is fast when he can ride the wires.
Yeah, that's it.
And once you have if you play against a team that has a lot of throws, like webs, all the terrain's just gone. So like
True.
Have fun riding the wires that aren't existing. So, yeah, that was great. Thank you, Steve, for running us through that. I know you're very passionate about Shield, doing really well with them.
To the point where our local community dislikes me playing them now, but I'm still going to do it.
Well, I just give you crap because you always talk about experimenting and then you never do. So
I know.
Like, well, I brought one different character. Look at this; it's one character. Yeah, I don't really. There are people in our community who are quite annoyed when they play against Shield. So
yeah, but it's fun.
And to be honest, like I guess it makes sense when people are, coming in and playing on your turn and killing your characters in your turn. It is annoying.
Yeah, it does have a little bit of a feel bad mechanic in it, but it's a game, right? That's part of the game.
Yeah, as long as and I think like most of the time, at least as a player, you're pretty vocal about the stuff you can do.
Yeah, like usually I tell people like a good example is Eye in the Sky for like for Asgard, right? So like Eye in the Sky when it works, I usually tell people up front if they have an ability that does this. If there's an attack that goes, oh, I charge and then make an attack, and if that attack does damage, you stagger. Or Black Door is like, oh, I attack and then I add 2 dice to my next attack. The way Eye in the Sky works is if I get outside of range of that attack is canceled and a new action comes up. So I cancel out that part of the action, right? So if Thor charges me with Thor Asgard, and I iron this guy out of it, you no longer get a stagger. So I usually try to tell people that up front because otherwise it feels super bad. Or I'm like,
Yeah,
actually, no, you don't get to do that.
yeah, and
People are like, oh my god, this guy.
well, we really try to reduce, at least in our communities, and this is a totally different topic, like about sportsmanship, but we really try to reduce the actually moments.
Yeah, like get rid of gotchas, right? So I try to be
Yeah,
upfront with like, hey, this is what my list does, kind of thing. Um,
it's hard though sometimes. I'll
when
be
you're playing with
fair,
people.
like especially when you're trying something new, you're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I didn't know they could do that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but that's all about balance and sportsmanship, anyways. But
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So thank you. I guess in term, we'll just kind of start to close this out.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of next episodes, I think so. We're gonna record 2 episodes maybe at a time, maybe just one, and then one like the week after. But we wanted to kind of start our podcast off with Shield because Steve's really passionate about it. We're gonna run into Defenders. Nick and I are both experimenting with them, and Steve, and we should probably get a game in
Yeah,
so you can see how they work. And then and then after that, I think we're going to talk about like how to build kind of a how-to on how to build your community, moving a little bit away from MCP and just
yeah,
talking about hobby stuff in general.
yeah. Really important thing, right? Like you can't play a
Yeah,
game if you got no one to play with, right?
if you don't have friends, you can't play games.
Exactly.
um, okay, yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
Hopefully everyone enjoyed it. I'll probably end up cutting the episode for YouTube where it's just us talking about the tier list.
that's a good idea.
Um, and so if you are listening on YouTube, check out the full episode at Alive on One.
Yeah,
We'll be distributing, and this will be available Thursday the 18th,
yeah,
and then every 2 weeks from there, approximately. So,
yeah. Leave a review if you like it.
yeah, like us and stuff, as they say.
Yeah.
And Godspeed, Spider-Man. Thank you so much. Bye bye.